Hi friends, welcome back to Lawmedics. This lecture is on nephron. Nephron is the basic structural and functional unit of kidney. Each kidney in human being has about 1.2 millions of nephron. Nephron is the hollow tube. It filters the blood modified to form the urine. Some facts of nephron. The kidney can't originate new nephron and aging causes gradual decrease in the nephron numbers. Now the types of nephron. Two types of nephrons are there. Cortical nephron. Another one is Juxtamedullary nephron. Both nephrons arises from cortex. But cortical nephron glomerulus part arises from outer layer of cortex. Loop of Henle is short. Function is excretion. Juxtamedullary nephron. Glomerulus part arises from inner layer of cortex that is near to the medulla. The loop of Henle is long and the function of juxtamedullary nephron is osmoregulation, which means osmotic pressure regulation. Now the components of nephron. It has tubular component and vascular component. Tubular component. It is the hollow fluid-filled tube. The yellow color tube is tubular component. It is lined with single layer of epithelial cells, so it can facilitate the filtration. Now tubular components are Bowman's capsule, proximal convoluted tube, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tube, and collecting duct. First, Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule lies in the cortex. Most of the parts lies in the cortex. Bowman's capsule is a thin, double-walled, cup-like depression. Outer layer of Bowman's capsule is formed by flattened epithelial cells. The glomerulus is located in the concave depression of Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus is collectively called as Malpighian capsule or renal corpuscle. The Bowman's capsule continue and form the proximal convoluted tube. It is near to the glomerulus, so it is proximal. It goes back and forth, so it is called as convoluted. So proximal convoluted tube. It lies in the cortex. It is the first convoluted tube. It is lined with columnar epithelium. This columnar cells has numerous microvilli. So it increases the surface area and it facilitates the reabsorption of water from the proximal convoluted tube to the blood. Proximal convoluted tube continued and formed the loop of Henle. It is U-shaped structure. It lies in the medulla and it is not a convoluted tube. It has descending limb and ascending limb. Each limb has thick region and thin region. The thick region lined with columnar epithelial cells and it is towards cortex. The thin region, it is lined with flattened epithelial cells. It is towards the medulla. The loop of Henle continued and formed the distal convoluted tube. It lies in the cortex. This distal convoluted tube lined with ciliated columnar epithelial cells. Its short terminal part is called collecting tubule. Collecting tubule from the other nephrons are joined and form the collecting duct. Collecting duct passes into the renal medulla and form the duct of Bowman. The duct of Bowman run through the renal pelvis and open into the calyx. All calyx open into the pelvis. From the renal pelvis, urine is carried to the urinary bladder through ureter and the urine is released from urinary bladder by urethra. Now the functions of nephron. Bowman's capsule filter the waste product from the glomerular capillary blood and the filter blood jar passes into proximal convoluted tube. Here the water ions are reabsorbed into the blood, which means peritubular capillary, and then it passes into loop of Henle. Here further reabsorption of water is present and then the remaining products pass into distal convoluted tube. Here other secretions like toxin drugs are reach the distal convoluted tube and then the waste product released into collecting duct. So, totally the function of nephron is filtration, reabsorption and secretion. That's why it forms the urine from the blood. Now the vascular component of nephron. The components are afferent arteriole, glomerulus, efferent arteriole and peritubular capillary. Afferent arteriole. The renal artery enter into the kidney and form the afferent arteriole, which supplies each nephron. It delivers blood to the glomerulus. Glomerulus is the tuft of glomerular capillary. Large amount of fluid and solutes are filtered from the blood. Then the glomerular capillary rejoin to form the another arteriole, that is efferent arteriole. This efferent arteriole give the second set of capillary, that is peritubular capillary. The specialty of vascular component of nephron is it has two sets of capillary. Normally our blood vessels are like arteriole, capillary and venule. But in nephron, arteriole, capillary, again arteriole, then capillary, then only the venule is formed. It is the specialty of nephron. This peritubular capillary rejoin to form the venules and that drain into the renal vein. Now the renal blood flow. From aorta it goes renal artery, segmental artery, interlobular artery, arcuate artery, cortical radiate artery and it forms the afferent arteriole and it forms the glomerular capillary. Here the blood is filtered and passes into efferent arteriole and the efferent arteriole forms the second set of capillary, that is peritubular capillary. It is also called as vasa recta and again it drains the deoxygenated blood into cortical radiating vein and arcuate vein, interlobular vein and then it goes to renal vein and then the renal vein drain into the inferior vena cava. Thanks for watching.